Now, one of the things that I've not done before, but I really do think I need to do for this guitar, is to do an inlay. So let's get going. Now then, because the theme is sort of a garden fence, and you very often get ivy growing up a garden fence, I think ivy is probably the inlay to do. And I'm going to ask Carolyn to do a bit of decoration on this guitar. She's a really good artist, and I sort of like the idea of ivy growing up the back of the neck and coming round and sort of joining up with this inlay. That's the idea. As I said, I've not done this before, so could be interesting. Our designer has found 2 more leaves, which I think are probably better, and these have got little stalks on. So we're going to put one at the 12th fret, slightly off centre, going off that side, and one at the 3rd fret going off that way. So I think what I'm going to do is press these leaves flat overnight with a bit of pressure. There we go. Okay, well, it's been overnight, so let's see what has happened to these 2 leaves. Oh, yeah, well, these look okay. I can trace around these now and try and cut it out of a piece of wood. I might need to do a little bit of artistic license there. I'm going to cut about a 3mm veneer off this piece of wood with those 2 on. I don't know if you saw my little trick, but by slicing the veneer through the middle there, well, not quite through the middle, but I've got 2 thicknesses there, I managed to cut 2 shapes out at once, which was a bit handy, so I can decide which ones I use. I've just got to peel off the paper there and get rid of that glue, but I'm going to be sanded off anyway. So now the idea is that at about the 12th fret we've got this leaf coming in from the side, so the illustration on the back will sort of join in with that. Just got to decide which way to do that. Actually, I rather like that. That makes more sense. And then at around about the 3rd fret we have the same sort of thing repeated with this smaller leaf. Again, I need to do the stem coming in on that side. This is a useful little thing to make, just a block of wood with a bit of plywood on the top. Okay, so I've lost my other leaf and I've been looking around for it for the last 5 minutes, but I think I've just found it. Sticks everywhere, and it's stuck to my elbow. There you go. This one looks pretty good. That scroll saw is amazing, actually. It's really good. So a bit of tidying up. Okay, so I'm going to place it there. Just double check.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
It's the 12th fret. So the 2 dots be there. I'll stick that down with a little drop of super glue and then trace around it. I changed my mind. I decided to have that coming in from the top of the fretboard and this one coming in from the bottom. So I just need a stalk coming into there. Okay, I'm going to glue these in with some wood glue. I'm going to use this brush to brush the glue in. Okay, that should be enough for that one. This is quite a tight fit. I'm going to use a clamp to really push that in. Use another one there. I've got a little gap down in the middle there, which I'm going to put some glue in, and I'm going to put some dust in there. So, just get rid of that for a second. Okay, got a bit of dust here. See if I can scoop it up. Not going to be easy, this. I've got my two slabs of feather edge here. I've levelled that edge and I've levelled that edge. Now I'm going to just push those together, and I want to mark out the shape of the body. I'm not too much worried about what's going to happen here, because I'm going to need to strengthen that somehow, and I haven't quite thought about that yet. As long as I can get a good joint at the back here, I think I'm going to be okay. So I use that as the centre line, and I'm just going to, it's a bit tight, this is. I'm going to have to make that a little bit smaller at the front. Now what I'm going to have to do, I want to create an inner skin, if you like. Do you know what? I think I'm just going to do this by hand. I feel I need a little jig here. Okay, let's try it with my jig. So the idea is I follow it around with a pencil, and the Sharpie marks on the inside. Let's go for it. Well, that seems to work. Okay, so I'm just going to go around the edge again with the Sharpie. There we have it, something to work to. Now then, need to sort out how I'm going to tackle the middle here. And to do that, I need to know where the bridge position is going to be, roughly. So I'm going to drill some holes through there, I think. This is where a plexiglass template really comes in handy. Saves you having to drill through your template. That's where the bridge is, approximately anyway. Now then, my idea is to strengthen the neck joint, because I don't believe that this feather edge is going to be strong enough to support the neck. So I've got this piece of wood, which was taken from an old sort of sideboard. I think it's cherry, it looks that sort of way. And I'm thinking of embedding this in, if I can find a piece that hasn't got screw holes in, to go from sort of the neck right the way through to the bridge. At the moment I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do this, because obviously I want a sound hole, so I'm going to have to take a chunk out of this in the middle here. But I'm thinking if I can get it from there to about there, in fact a little bit further on to where the strings are going to be held, with this wonderful hinge device, which is probably going to be down here, then it'll provide some strength and hopefully help the whole lot resonate, he says. So let's put a mark there. Let's make some decisions. I think we're going to go with it there. I don't think there's any point in taking that all the way to the end of the body. Or is there? Or is there? Do you know what? Let's leave our options open. So let's slice it off there. The problem is I haven't even got a really clear idea in my head how this is going to all hang together yet. Let's get a centre line on this piece of wood. That may help. Let's mark it with this so I can see what I'm doing. So if I was to keep it this length, I could connect it to the back of the end of the body there, and here, if when I cut this middle bit out, sort of just sweep it round to there, and here do the same thing. Just come straight across. Just come straight across, Dave. Straight across. I don't want it to be too heavy. I think I'm going to cut this out. It looks a bit of a mess, but I think I know what I'm doing. Well, that's a first. Never cut anything quite like that before. Got some interesting shapes. You can certainly see what the guitar's going to look like. Hey, what do you reckon? Another travel guitar, eh? Okay, right. Whew. Well, now we start to see how this thing could hang together. I'm going to have to do a bit of tidying up with the belt sander, but it's looking pretty good. So now I think I need to tackle the top. Tell you what, I really am having a blast making this guitar. I have no idea what it's going to sound like at the end of the day, but made quite a bit of progress this time. I've got the edging roughly cut out, I've got the top roughly leveled. I need to shape that. I've got the fretboard with a couple of inlays which need to be sorted out, radiused, the neck ready to be shaped. I'm still thinking whether I need to put a truss rod in there or not. I just don't know for a guitar like this. Anyways, we'll think about that next time. Thank you very much for watching this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. I'll see you soon. Don't forget to go and have a look at all the other guys in the Use What You've Got Challenge 2020. There's a load more people joining every day, so it's getting really exciting. And I'm looking forward to seeing you again. So take care. Cheers.